Why wait for big wins when tiny, small wins are just as epic? I mean, like finding McDonald's fries at the bottom of the bag. Man, back in the day when I was eating crazy, I mean, if someone had McDonald's fries and they say, "Look, Vaughn, look what I have for you," I snatch it out of their hand and do a victory dance. That I mean, I would just dance and just all over the place. Okay, well, maybe not that, but okay, what about this? I know you can relate to this. How about surviving a Zoom call that lasted way too long? It was exhausting and it didn't have anything to do with you. How about that? Now, that is worth celebrating. I just know it. Hi, my name is Bonnie. Welcome back to my channel, Healthy Done My Way. In today's video, we're going to discuss how setting big goals can be overwhelming, but if we break them down into small celebratory wins, something just amazing, glorious happens. It's like this dopamine release in your brain, and science backs this. Yeah, they do. I have to think about my research. But anyway, stop being silly, Ronnie. But anyway, and it releases this feel good type hormone, and then you start to feel motivated and excited. But you know what? It's not even about that, even though that is good. It is more so about what it does to you when you have the compound effect of these celebratory type wins, small wins, and they start to build on each other. You build momentum. You start to feel gain confidence, and you feel as though that you can persevere and make it to the finish line. That's what small, tiny celebration can do to get you to the bigger goals. So, but if you want to read more about that, in the description below, I have a couple of links that you can read more on it, okay? But let's get to the fun stuff. Okay, we're going to discuss how, you know, creating what is fun, creative, unique ideas to celebrate. So, one of them is this: create a celebration jar. Now, I never heard of that, but when I was doing my research, I ran across it and I went, this sounds interesting. So, okay, what it is, right? Well, I'm sure you already know, but a celebration jar is you place in there many different ideas to celebrate. So you write them on a piece of paper, type them on a piece of paper, and you put it in this jar. And every time you have a small win, you pull one from there. That's one way. You pull. I'm getting ahead of myself. You pull from that, and what happens is you surprise yourself almost. Yes, you do know what you put in the jar, but however, you're not going to remember all of them. So when you pull, it's like a surprise. And two, you can get your friends or family members to place them in the jar as well. Don't tell you what's on there, or don't you look at it when they give it to you, just put it in a jar. And then the surprise is even more so there that I don't know, that feeling of, oh my goodness, I'm excited, I'm about to do something that I like to do, or maybe I'm not sure what I'm going to do. But you get the idea. And a small win can be anything. It can be anywhere from you completed your research to this report you had to get out for work. And now you are ready to go and you have everything you need. You feel you have everything you need. That can be a small win. A small win can be, hey, you know what? I want to make my bed. I want to start making my bed every morning when I get up. So 2 days out of the week, you made your bed. That's a celebration to take on. And it can be anything. I know with me when I My one of my small wins is just this. I have to remind myself to not to talk when I don't need to talk. And I'm getting so much better at it. I don't have to say things all the time. So now I'm getting better at it. And so when I'm just listening and when I'm done, I'm away from the person or the individuals or group of people, I'll say something to myself. And this is like, oh, Bonnie, you did well. Look how you stayed quiet and you know you wanted to say something and you didn't. That is a form of celebration. So I'm getting ahead of myself, but you get the idea. Put in whatever you want to put into the jar and just go from there. Okay, what is the next one? The next one is I just talked about the self talk, self victory talk. And I say that to myself, and it can be something like, oh, Ronnie, you becoming a better version of yourself. And look at you, your progress, the effort you put in there. And not in a bold, prideful way, but in, you know what, I'm happy that you're able to do this. And just that talking to yourself and celebrating yourself, that's a good one. So it was to create the celebration jar and the self victory talk. I'm going fast because I'm not trying to take up all your time. Okay, so the next one is victory ritual. This one I do. Remember the fries I told you about that at the bottom of the bag and what I would do? I would dance around. Well, victory ritual, it just that. You have a ritual that you do every time you have a small win. And just like football players, even though that's, you know, epic for them, and that's good. But when they do a dance on the field or they get in the locker room and they do a dance, I know if they win in a big game, that's a big thing. But my point is this: the victory ritual. And that is for me, when I got those fries, oh my goodness, I started dancing and singing and just moving, no music at all. I would recommend you have some music that you like to kind of jam too. But my point is this, that it would just, that's my ritual. I would just dance or I'll just hum or I would just move around. And I just was going and just moving and moving. That's a victory ritual. What is yours? Put in the comment below what your ritual victory dance or whatever it is. It can be a fast walk or it can be anything. It just can be anything. So, okay, as usual, I have my notes again. And the next one is you can use as a self-care victory type treat. Just that. Whatever you want to do, I think my self care victory treat is going for a walk. I don't give myself permission all the time to walk because I'm so busy. So when I have a small win, I'll say, okay, what about going for a walk? Or I have a small win, I'll just sit quietly and just feel it and just enjoy how it feels to have completed the task or have not done something that I know I should not do, if that makes sense. And it just feels good. Just feel it. Just allow yourself to feel it. And the self-care comes in whereby you're relaxed. You're allowing yourself to relax. You're allowing yourself just to be. You're allowing yourself just to do what you want in the moment, not your mind is racing all over the place. You constantly doing something. That's me. And so my self-care again was just sitting or just listen to me breathe or looking out the window back here and there's lots of trees watching the squirrels run around and that type of thing. That's my self-care. It can be anything. It could be going getting a massage or it could be getting your nails done, a pedicure, a manicure. It can be just anything you desire it to be. But let it be a victory self-care thing, that's something that you've done and you feel, okay, I can do this. I deserve this. I conquered that little task and I'm moving towards my goal. Okay, moving on. The next one is document your wins. This one is this one is really big for me because I I started documenting my wins, and it makes a lot of sense to me because when you document your wins, you're allowing yourself to feel it. Rather you're typing or you're writing it out, you're allowing yourself to feel it and to feel the joy of it. And also when you're writing you documenting your feel not your feelings, documenting your small wins, is you're building a a foundation of progression and effort. And by that I mean you are able to look back at that at the end of the week, at the end of the quarter, like I do quarterly look back. Well, I'm starting to do that. And you look back and, oh, that, I did that. I was able to do that. And what that does is, again, it builds momentum, it builds confidence, and it also allow you when you're having a rough time trying to accomplish a task, you're able to look back at what you have done and said, you know what, I can do this. I had some hard times, those little small tiny celebrations and steps that I did, I celebrated, and I'm to this point now. It got me this far. So does that make any kind of sense to you? So yeah, write it down. And two, at the end of the year, you can, if you have a business or just, your home house care, at the end of the year, you can look back and say, what type of year was this? And you can see that progression. You can see that effort. You can see that growth. You can see the becoming of you, more bold, but in a kind, loving way, more aggressive, but in not aggressive in a negative sense, but aggressive in the bold, kind way that got you to your point. And that's why writing it down is so important. It keeps you motivated. It inspires you and encourages you. And I can go on and on and on. Okay, but I'm not. And the next one, and the final one is share your wins. Man, but when you share your wins, make sure it is with someone that actually care about you and is very supportive, because you want to be able to them celebrate you and you celebrate each other together to the point whereby it's a big party and they really care, and it makes you feel good to know that someone else cares. And so when you do that and you go to your next step, you can remember the joy that you have and the joy that others have with you, that you got to that point. You stepped over and you created small steps that you created to get to the bigger picture. Does that make sense? So it doesn't make a difference, really. It doesn't make a difference in terms of the perfection of it all. What really counts is that you're celebrating the small wins and they are helping you get to your bigger goal so you can finish the race. Also, what it does is it allows you to be able to glean from what you have done and feel good about moving forward. And I just want to say it's not about the it really is not about the end goal, which it is, but it's about the effort and the progression and the person you become along the way. That's what it's about. And that's worth celebrating, those little steps along the way. So if you have any questions or you have any comments, put in the comment area below and let me know what you think. What would your celebration would be and which one would you pick? Is this the celebration jar? Let me know. Thank you. And you know what we always say? Healthy done my way, meaning your way. Thank you so much. And I really appreciate you taking time out to listen to me. And I just want to say, you guys are incredible. And I really appreciate you. Bye for now.